Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Sarah, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about the best foundations for dry skin, whether it's high-end or drugstore. Before I start, I would like to say that no matter what kind of foundation it is, you still need to prep your skin, use your moisturizer, your serums, your primer for dry skin to see the proper effect from any of these foundations. So without further ado, let's get started. The first foundation I'm going to be talking about is this foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. So it is a true medium coverage. This foundation provides you a medium coverage right off the bat. Whether you use 1 pump or 2 pump, you can use either a brush or a beauty blender. Either of them, they work really well with this foundation. The thing that I really like about this foundation, you could definitely build it up to a full coverage, so you're not just stuck at a medium coverage. So this is a high-end foundation and it retails for $39, so it's a little bit on the pricier side. It's a 1 fluid ounce, which is typically what you get in a foundation. If you see the bottle, it does look really expensive. I mean, it's a nice packaging, it's pretty compact, it's like smaller than my hand. And I would definitely recommend this for, you know, going out at night. It's not really a morning foundation, as it's kind of a thicker medium coverage and you do feel that you're wearing foundation, but it wears beautifully. You could wear it the whole day. Next foundation I'm going to be talking about is this guy, and this is the Laura Mercier foundation, and this is the Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. So this foundation comes in a pump as well. It's 1 fluid ounce and it does retail for $48, so it's a little bit more expensive than your average high-end foundation, but you do get exactly what you ask for. You get the radiant finish that they have promised, and it's a medium coverage. You could build it up a little bit, but it's not going to be a super thick full coverage. You could actually wear it in the morning too. A good thing about this foundation is that it doesn't feel that heavy on the face, unlike the Too Faced foundation. So if you just wear it in the morning, you don't really feel like something is sitting on your face. Again, this could be used with a beauty blender or any kabuki brush. That would be perfectly fine. It works with both very well. But I guess the downside is the price a little bit, since it does run towards more of a higher price. It's almost $50. But since we talked about a really expensive one, I actually want to talk about this guy. And this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and this is dewy, because they do have another one. I don't think it says anything. Maybe it says matte, or... And you cannot beat the price of this. It's only $4.99. It does not come in a pump, so it comes into this like stick here. It's just like that. The only thing about this foundation, when you buy it, it does oxidize a lot. So if you try it in a store, or if you buy it and you decide, oh, the color doesn't match you right off the bat, just give it maybe like a minute or two, because it does take quite some time to oxidize. This is definitely a buildable coverage. I wouldn't call it a light coverage, but you could definitely work it out to be more of a light coverage. But you could get a medium to full coverage really easily. So it would be perfect to use a kabuki brush, or you could use a beauty blender. Either should work. Foundation I'm going to be talking about is this guy, and this is the Urban Decay the Stay Naked foundation. I don't know if you can see well. And this one, it is advertised to have a matte finish. It is not a radiant finish, but it does work really well for dry skin. And if you wear it in the morning, you can have a very nice light coverage. It does retail for $39, which is the average price for most of these high-end foundations so far. For this one, which is really surprisingly for a matte finish, I would have to set my T-zone, because if I don't and I wear it in the morning, I could get a little bit oily. But otherwise, it works really perfectly well. You could try to build it up more, but this, you would never get like a full coverage of this. This, you would get your medium coverage, you could get a light coverage really easily, but it's not a foundation that's buildable to a full coverage. Next foundation I'm going to be talking about, it's a foundation that people either absolutely love it or absolutely hate it, and this is the Huda Beauty Full Filter Foundation. So this foundation, it is advertised for full coverage. It is even called at the bottom, it says full coverage full filter foundation. So this is not a medium coverage at all. This is not a light coverage. This is a straight up full coverage, whether you use 1 pump or 10 pumps. It does retail for 40 bucks. It is 1 ounce. It does come with this pump. I mean, the bottle from far away, it actually looks like it's glass, and it does look a little bit more expensive, but it is just plastic. So this foundation, I would definitely recommend it if you are going to an occasion or if you're going to take pictures, which again, this is advertised for that. That's why I believe they called it the full filter foundation. It pictures beautifully. I would not use a kabuki brush to blend this foundation. I would definitely be using a beauty blender. And actually, this is the foundation that I'm wearing on my face today. I did use a beauty blender. I used around maybe like 2 pumps at most. I don't think you really need more than 2 pumps because you get a super full coverage. You could shear it out. I mean, if you use a little bit less and you add a little bit of oil or I don't know, maybe a mist spray while you do it. But I don't see a reason why you would buy this and try to shear it out, because there's no point. It's really thick. It would be too much work for it, and it does retail for $40, so it's not cheap. The one thing about this foundation, it is scented and it has a strong scent, and that's why a lot of people either love it or hate it. However, the scent for this foundation, it literally goes away right after you apply it. I would say within the next 30 seconds to 40 seconds, the scent will be gone. So I don't think it's really an issue. However, for people that are allergic or they absolutely hate these scents, that would not work out for you. Also, I believe if you buy this foundation, you're gonna need at least another foundation for like an everyday or just going out, because this foundation, it does feel really thick on the face. It does hide everything. It blends beautifully, but you can still see it there and you can actually feel it. I mean, you guys could see that I am wearing foundation, obviously. The next foundation, I know I didn't talk about a lot of drugstore foundations, but this is one of the best foundations, and I think this is the best foundation whether we're talking about drugstore or whether we're talking about high-end, dry, dewy. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. It only retails for $11.99. It's a beautiful foundation. You could blend it with either a beauty blender, a kabuki brush, and on top of this, this is the only foundation that I will show you that has SPF. It has SPF of 25. Yes, we should be wearing at least 30 to 35 SPF. That's what is recommended. But if you ever forget to wear an SPF, then this comes in really handy. It is a pump. Oh, I don't know why it's backwards, but it is a pump like this, and a range of shades, so you'll find your shade easily. It does oxidize a tiny little bit, not a lot, so it's actually pretty easy to find your shade in this. It's not too difficult. And then the second to last that I'm going to be talking about is this Nude Sticks foundation. So this foundation, it retails for $35, and when you read about it, they made it in mind of the Korean beauty style foundations. So when you first use it, it's kind of like a CC or a BB cream, but without the sticky effect. So that's why I really love this foundation. This is an everyday throw it in your purse foundation. I guess it's a little bit cheaper than most of the high ends, as they do run for like 39 to 40 bucks. This is $35, and it does come with a pump as well, so you're not causing any mess. They do advertise it as a full coverage, so it's a full coverage in a sense that it would hide any blemishes on your face, but it's not a thick full coverage like the Huda Beauty foundation. You could easily blend it with any type of brush. It's super blendable, and it's really breathable, as if you wear it, especially in the morning, you're not going to feel like there's something on your face. I will definitely set this in the summertime I have not used it in the winter because I just recently got it, so maybe you won't need that in the winter. And then last but not least, I have this guy, and this is the Bobbi Brown, and it is a stick foundation. Look at this baby. So this foundation is actually really good for dry skin, and this is my to-go for when I want to wear something in the morning but I don't really want to wear a lot of makeup. It is claimed to be like a full coverage, but it's not that thick full coverage. Let me actually show you this. This is what it's like, and I do blend this all the time with a beauty blender. I would never blend it with a brush unless you use some sort of a mist. So if you're gonna blend it with a brush, I would suggest that you like apply some sort of a mist and then blend it with a brush. Otherwise, I think it works really fine with a beauty blender. Again, this is a little bit more pricey. The price for this, it retails for $47, but it does give you this natural finish. You will not see any blemishes. You do not need to set it. It feels like you're wearing nothing, and anything that you apply on top is beautiful. But again, it is pretty pricey. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, and let me know what is your favorite foundation and what type of skin you have. And until next time, bye.